Deep within the Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan, a colossal inferno rages, casting an eerie orange glow across the desolate landscape. For over 5 decades, this gaping wound in the earth has burned ceaselessly, a fiery testament to human ambition and unforeseen consequences. Locals call it the Gates of Hell or the Door to Hell, a fitting moniker for a spectacle that evokes images of a perpetual underworld. Imagine standing on the precipice of a giant fiery pit, approximately 70 meters in diameter and about 30 meters deep, with flames leaping dozens of feet into the night sky. The air is thick with the smell of sulfur, and the roar of the burning gas sounds like a jet engine. This is the Darvaza gas crater, officially known in Turkmenistan as the Shining of Karakum, a phenomenon both terrifying and mesmerizing. It has become a potent symbol, drawing thousands of curious tourists annually to this remote corner of Central Asia. But what forces unleashed this everlasting blaze, and why has it continued to burn for so long? The story begins in 1971, when Turkmenistan was still a constituent republic of the Soviet Union. Soviet geologists arrived in the Karakum Desert, a region known for its vast natural gas reserves, to explore for oil. They set up a drilling rig and began operations, but their ambition was met with an unforeseen geological trap. The drill inadvertently punctured an underground cavern, a massive pocket of natural gas that could not support the weight of the overlying earth. The ground beneath the drilling rig collapsed, swallowing the equipment whole and creating the massive sinkhole we see today. Immediately, toxic gases, primarily methane, began spewing from the newly formed crater, posing a serious threat to the local environment and the nomadic populations nearby. Methane, while not directly toxic, displaces oxygen, making breathing difficult, and is highly flammable. Faced with a potential environmental catastrophe and explosion risk, the geologists made a fateful decision. They ignited the gas, believing it would burn off within a few weeks, or at most a few months. This process, known as flaring, is a common practice in oil and gas operations to dispose of unwanted gas. However, the Soviet scientists had severely underestimated the sheer volume of the underground gas reservoir. Turkmenistan boasts the world's 5th largest proven natural gas reserves, an estimated 13.4 trillion cubic meters found throughout its territory. The crater had tapped into an almost inexhaustible supply. What was intended to be a temporary solution became a permanent fixture, an unyielding fire fueled by a continuous flow of subterranean methane. The flames, some reaching 10 to 15 meters high, have been burning ever since, for over half a century. The temperature inside the crater can reach an astonishing 1,000 degrees Celsius, comparable to industrial metal smelting furnaces. Over the decades, the Darvaza gas crater transitioned from an accidental disaster to a peculiar tourist attraction. In 2013, Canadian explorer George Kourounis became the first person to descend into the fiery pit, describing it as a colosseum of fire with a roaring sound akin to a jet engine. His expedition, partly funded by National Geographic, aimed to collect soil samples to study microbial life capable of surviving such extreme conditions, potentially offering insights into extraterrestrial life. Yet, the Gates of Hell is more than just a captivating spectacle. Its continuous burn has significant environmental implications. While the fire converts most of the potent greenhouse gas methane into carbon dioxide and water vapor, it still releases tens of thousands of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere annually. Although the crater's emissions are relatively minor on a global scale, accounting for only about 1/millionth of the world's total carbon emissions and roughly 0.1% of Turkmenistan's CO2 output, the symbolic impact remains powerful. Methane is an even more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, trapping 80 times more heat over its first 20 years in the atmosphere. Turkmenistan as a whole has been identified as a major emitter of methane, largely due to leaks from aging oil and gas infrastructure, with some super-emitter events reported. The fate of this enduring blaze has long been a subject of debate. Former President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, on several occasions, starting in 2010 and again in January 2022, called for experts to find a way to extinguish the fire, citing environmental damage, economic losses from wasted gas, and potential health hazards to nearby populations. There were even rumors, unconfirmed, that Soviet engineers had previously used nuclear warheads to try and seal off underground fires, a drastic approach unlikely to be considered today. Recent developments, however, suggest a turning point. As of August 2025, authorities in Turkmenistan have declared that the size of the fire has been reduced threefold, and several wells have been drilled around the crater to capture methane. This effort is part of a broader commitment by Turkmenistan to reduce methane emissions, aligning with global climate initiatives. Experts from Turkmengaz, the state-owned energy company, stated at a recent international conference that the door to hell is finally closing, with the once visible glow from kilometers away now only faintly discernible upon close inspection. This signifies a crucial shift, from merely allowing the gas to burn off to actively capturing and potentially utilizing this valuable natural resource. The challenges are immense, given the complex geological makeup of the Karakum Desert, with its thin layers of hydrocarbons interspersed with water-containing strata that continue to fuel the fire. Yet, the ongoing efforts to plug the leaks and harness the gas represent a more sustainable approach to resource management. The Darvaza gas crater, once a fiery symbol of an accidental and enduring inferno, is slowly transforming. It stands as a powerful reminder of humanity's impact on the planet, the unforeseen consequences of exploration, and the persistent efforts to rectify past mistakes. As the flames diminish, the gates of hell may yet evolve into a testament to environmental responsibility, leaving behind not just a tale of a burning crater, but one of resilience, adaptation, and a renewed commitment to a sustainable future.